I'll never forget the day the village turned against him. It started with whispers, then shouts, and finally, a silence so heavy it felt like the sky was pressing down on us. His name was Chinedu, and he had a problem: he couldn't stop chasing married women. I'm Neka, and I was just a young girl when it all happened. Chinedu was handsome, with a smile that could make anyone trust him. He was charming, funny, and always knew the right thing to say. But there was something dark behind his charm. It started small. A married woman here, a flirtation there. At first, people brushed it off. Chinedu's just being Chinedu, they'd say. But then, the rumors began. Wives were sneaking out at night. Husbands were growing suspicious. Fights broke out in homes that had once been peaceful. My own aunt was one of them. She was a good woman, kind and hardworking. But Chinedu had a way of making people feel special, like they were the only ones who mattered. One night, I saw her leaving the house, her face hidden under a scarf. I didn't say anything, but I knew where she was going. The village elders tried to talk to Chinedu. They warned him, begged him to stop. But he just laughed. I'm not forcing anyone, he'd say. They come to me willingly. And it was true. The women were drawn to him like moths to a flame. But the damage he was causing was real. Families were falling apart. One day, something changed. A man named Emeka, whose wife had left him for Chinedu, couldn't take it anymore. He went to the elders and demanded justice. The elders called a meeting. Everyone in the village was there, even Chinedu. Emeka stood in the center, his voice shaking with anger. Chinedu has taken everything from me, he said. But he's taken from all of us. He's tearing our village apart. The elders nodded. They knew something had to be done. They decided to consult the spirits. That night, they performed a ritual, calling on the ancestors for guidance. The next morning, they announced their decision. Chinedu would be banished. Not just from the village, but from the land itself. He would be sent to the forest, where the spirits would decide his fate. Chinedu laughed at first, thinking it was a joke. But when the villagers surrounded him, their faces turned, he realized they were serious. He begged, he pleaded, but no one listened. They marched him to the edge of the forest and left him there. For days, we heard nothing. Then, one morning, a hunter returned with news. He'd found Chinedu deep in the forest, his body weak and his mind broken. The spirits had cursed him, the hunter said. Chinedu could no longer speak, and his once handsome face was twisted with fear. The villagers brought him back, but he was no longer the man we knew. He couldn't look anyone in the eye, and he spent his days sitting by the fire, muttering to himself. The women who had once been drawn to him now avoided him like the plague. In the end, Chinedu's curse became a lesson for all of us. The elders gathered the village and said, "Desire without respect is like a fire without control. It burns everything in its path, including the one who starts it." Chinedu lived the rest of his life alone, a shadow of the man he once was. And the village. We learned to value what we had, to protect the bonds that held us together. Thanks for watching, please subscribe, like and leave your comments below. And tell us where you are watching from.